This was recorded at the Media Joint.
Get me a few champagnes and I lie about fucking everything.
I know.
Obviously, I'm not straight. Like,
That is so rogue.
Boy, that's a bit rogue.
Is it even that rogue?
Welcome back to another week of A Bit Rogue. Anything interesting happened this week with you, Dal?
Oh, I wouldn't say interesting, but of course this happens to me. I DJed on the weekend, then we went to our friend's party after, and he has a penthouse in Circular Quay. You've been there?
Yeah.
And
Actually, I've been there without you once.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
Bit random.
Nah. He has really fun parties, and we rock up, and about like an hour in,
Can you also give backstory that they're from Melbourne and they come to Sydney to throw their party?
Yeah, and it's sick. It's really fun. Like an hour in, he's like, all right, Tori, like, there's heaps of people here. Like, we're going to have to kick some people out. And I was like, oh, gee, I can just like get one of the boys onto it. They'll kick like the stragglers out. Anyways, it got to the point where he was like, no, Tori, you're going to have to make an announcement, tell everyone to get out.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm not super close with this person either. Like, but I think he had a bunch of random people there.
Yeah.
And
that's interesting because
people were being
has
super
a list and security.
And that didn't happen. And there was girls being so disrespectful to him. Like, at one point he wanted to have a chat with someone, so he's like, hey, do you mind getting out of the room? She was like, do you mind fucking off? And he was like,
wow.
I was like, as if you didn't just kick that chick out. Anyways,
some girls really think their shit don't stink.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was like, that is the person that owns the fucking apartment and is holding this party that probably paid for all the alcohol here. Anyways, he was like, Tori, can you please do it? And I was so drunk. I was like, yeah, of course. I was like, everyone needs to leave. And the whole party just looked at me, and I just looked away, and I looked at him, and I was like, did I seriously just do that? Like, that's so embarrassing. Like, no one looked at me. And then like a few people left. 5 minutes later, he was like, Tori, you got to do it again. And I was like, do I have to? And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I don't know. I just was like, had like weird confidence. I think I just like finished DJing and I was super drunk.
You've been drinking for a long time.
Yeah, because we had early dinner as well. And I did it again and everyone started to leave. And I was like, everyone hates me now. Anyways, we kicked everyone out. And then accidental 5 a.m. night as per usual.
Jeez.
I know, it's becoming a problem. This weekend I need to have a weekend off because it's getting too much, it's getting out of hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to not really drink in April because obviously we went hard in Japan.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm so much fitter and I look better when I don't have alcohol. Like my skin's 100%. Different.
Yeah, and the sleep as well. Like sleep is so important.
I play sports, so like if I have a big weekend, like it shows in my performance. Yeah. Not that it really matters, like social sport, but she still gets competitive.
Every Monday I'm like that. I have a big weekend. I'm like, oh my God, like is this seriously me?
Well, because
I'm back, baby.
Because I didn't drink though, I was like scrolling my phone, and I have like a fellow mum friend that like she always posts the weirdest shit and like funny shit. And she posted, I've got to show you, I'll read it to you. Unfortunately, they saw a dead possum on their lawn, and you should actually check their pouches, right?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you should always check their pouches
right.
for babies.
Mm-hmm.
This is her caption. So we found a half dead possum on our lawn. So I'm going to start laughing. It's so fucked. I called Wires to come and get it, and I went to the shops. Husband rings me and says, babe, it's having a baby. She panics and she says to him, get a box. We need to get the possum to a vet to save the baby. She rushes home quickly and it's too late. The possum has died. They still take the possum anyway to try save the baby. Now, if you knew this girl, she does not, like, she wouldn't really, go in for the animal or anything like that. Obviously, it's a dying baby, so they're holy fuck, let's do it.
Yeah, 100%.
They got to the vet to save the baby, and the vet confirms that it is a male, and what they thought was a baby was actually his nutsack. Look at that.
Oh my God.
So she was going to go tugging on its fucking nutsack and cut it off because she thought it was the baby.
Oh my God, what the fuck.
But yeah, I just thought that was so funny, and I wouldn't have seen it if I hadn't have driven.
Wow.
Anyway, I just thought it was funny as fuck, because that's something like, you think you're doing something good and you're just fucking fiddling with someone's nuts. Anyway, that leads me to, what's your infy moment of the week?
My infy moment, I think, would have been Couple. It was actually a while ago now. I DJ'd in Newcastle. You were actually there, they pay for your accommodation generally, and the accommodation's like opposite the club. It was like King Street actually.
It's actually really.
King
I thought it was
Street
nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was beautiful.
This is a long time ago though. This was 5 years ago.
Oh, was it 5 years ago?
Yeah, 2019.
Okay. I think I was doing a tour at the time, and a fan kind of came up to me and he was like, "Hey Tori, like, can I get a photo?" And I was so drunk. I was like,
Mind you, I'm taking the photo, but because it's so busy and packed, I can't hear what's going on.
Yeah, and I've invited him, and we've had 2 other friends with us, and I've invited him to just like some weird cookery after party at my
cookery.
hotel, at my hotel room. Like, it was a full
And this guy wasn't even drinking, but he was he's so supportive. Like, he had a photo of Tori as her background on his phone,
and I've just like brung this kid to the afters.
Poor guy.
We
were there for ages, and I remember saying to him, like, you don't have to stay if you don't want to.
He's such a G as well. Like, he always supports my stuff. So shout out to him if he's listening. I think he actually follows the podcast, so he might listen to this. But it was definitely rogue because I was just like, you're coming with me now. Now I think about it, I'm like, he could have just been like, this chick is crazy.
Yeah, fully.
Well,
it's not for everyone, that, is it?
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but it was for him, so props to him.
Yeah.
What is yours?
So I have not vaped since Bali, which was a year ago.
Me too. What is that, like 280 days or something?
I don't know how long, but like, for example, I had been a smoker, like social smoker, since I was like 18. I dated this boy who was a social smoker, and like by habit, obviously I picked it up.
Yeah, that's like me with vaping, same thing.
And then we broke up. I moved to LA, and everyone over there vaped at the time. Like, smoking just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like, this chick tried to like literally knock me out because I was smoking a cigarette, and she was like, "That's disgusting. You should be smoking a vape. It's disrespectful," because obviously the smell.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Whoa, okay." So I learned very quickly that I needed to buy a Juul.
Yeah, and this is actually exactly how I started as well. It was the Americans.
So I had my Juul, and it was my baby. Like, I had it wrapped. Like, I had a little leopard print wrap on it. Now, this is the time when I was in groupie mode, and my friend Dre had always was inviting me to these after parties at French Montana's house. And being French Montana, he always had random girls in the house. Like, never once was it the same face. And I could not find my Juul anywhere. And this same night, he had said to me, like, he didn't really even know who I was. He was like, "These girls are hungry. Can you find some food in the fridge for them?" And I was like, all right. And I'm pulling out random Chinese takeaway, and they've all eaten, and I'm like, where the fuck is my Juul? I'm like, these bitches have stolen my Juul. So for 3 or 4 hours, I'm looking and I'm asking these girls, I'm like, "Hey, can you empty your pockets, please?" Like, being a
security
little scat
skies
girl.
come back out.
Yeah, I was just like, how dare someone take my fucking Juul?
Yeah, people got like full crazy about that stuff back in the day.
Yeah. As I'm leaving the house, I like went to pull my phone out of my back pocket, because obviously, like, having been at his house a few times, I was never asked to put my phone away. So I had it in my back pocket, but I knew not to pull it out. And so when I'm leaving, I go to pull my phone out, and my Juul was in my back pocket.
Nice.
Yeah. So the nicotine addiction was real. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, that's not for everyone. A very exciting guest today. He is an amazing TikTok creator. I mean, I don't know how he moves and how he speaks on camera so bloody well. So today we have good friend Bill Barker. Welcome.
Thank you.
You are a leading digital creator and TikTok sensation.
That's the biggest compliment I've ever gotten in my life.
Have I missed anything? Upcoming DJ, I hear.
There's a few things. Upcoming DJ, singer, performer.
Okay, actor. Yeah, what else?
But your day-to-day
billionaire
content.
We're just a trend at this point. We just keep moving.
We became friends because we went to Unleashed, which is like schoolies, where people finish school, they just go and party. I was DJing, you went as a creator. We were like, as soon as we met, we were like long lost friends.
No, because I lost my suitcase.
Wait, what?
When I lost remember my suitcase got mixed up with someone else's?
I feel like that happened to me.
No, it happened to me, and I had to go
both
back through security, and I was like...
It definitely happened too, because I remember you
Yeah.
sending photos being like, "Oh my God, I'm in Fiji and I'm only wearing a bikini." And I was like, okay.
No, there was like
fuck?
7 suitcases of the exact same suitcase as mine, and I picked up like one, and it was too small, and I was like, something just doesn't feel right, and then they got me, they're like, you have the wrong suitcase.
Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
right. That's the moment that we met. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I was
And we were
like, oh
waiting for you, 100%.
I'm like leaning on Tori. I was like, what's going on?
But yeah, we were there with our friend Alex Hayes, and even he was like, are you guys like long lost friends? Like, just immediately as soon as we met, we just clicked and we're like, yeah, we're gonna be friends this whole trip.
Literally
and
the whole trip.
But you were over there with an ex, weren't you?
Not an ex, but just a friend. Yeah.
Ooh, I thought you guys were boyfriend and girlfriend. She's out of the loop.
She's out of the loop.
We've touched about it quite a bit with like social media and bullying and like all that kind of stuff. Have you found that social media has been an empowering platform for you to like express yourself and all that? Or a bit of both?
Bit of both, like 100%. Like, I was never this confident like before social media.
Yeah, right.
I've definitely like become a lot more since being on there.
Yeah.
But I love the hate. Like, I think that's what empowers me
Yeah.
the most.
That's so good because I've been saying like recently, I feel like even when I started social media, like back in first Instagram days, like people would,
2012.
yeah, literally
2012.
2020, probably something like
our
that.
accounts are like really old. If you look at our profile, you know how you can see when people started their accounts.
Yeah, it was like back in the day.
I didn't
And
have social media till like 2017.
yeah,
Really?
so
Yeah.
we were like kind of part of the first like Instagram kind of
Yeah, me
sensation
and
kind of
Alex
thing.
were the first ever Unleashed ambassadors, and we weren't actually old enough to go, but they just used our photos.
That's so funny.
for like Manly Daily and all of
That
that.
is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but,
Is it
but
weird?
even back then, it was like people were rude. Like there would be hate comments,
I'd get it at
and
school.
I
I
thought,
feel it'd be a bit more rogue like back then.
yeah, I thought it was, but then TikTok came along,
Yeah.
and I started like had a couple videos that did really well, and the hate comments and the rude things, like just the like it's actually just horrible what some people say.
It is crazy.
But-
is it weird now watching other people come into it though?
100%, and it has been for ages because at the start it was the same bunch of influencers constantly at the events and stuff like that, and then each year it would kind of shift a little bit,
I don't
shift
feel
a little
like
bit.
it's weird, but I do. You can always tell their egos are huge. It's like, oh, newbie, because they're not humble. They've gotten this quick popularity just online, and like, let's be real, people outside of the Instagram, TikTok world have no fucking idea who they are. So it's like, why do you think your shit don't stink? Because you got your first ever like partnership collab, and now you're at a free event eating,
literally.
like grabbing all the arancini balls because like they've never eaten free food before. Like,
drinks are
I'm
like-
gonna be
like,
this
let's
is
get smashed.
gross, and I hope this person's not listening because like they definitely would have gotten food poisoning. But at that White Fox event we went to on the boat, it was like 40 degrees, right?
Yeah, it was so hot. It was like
so
heat
hot.
wave day, and it was your
Yeah.
birthday as well.
But they had a full table of oysters, right? And the oysters started getting like this little green squiggle
Oh
around
yeah,
them
I was
'cause
like,
it's
I was
so
not
hot.
about the
I
oysters.
didn't even look at the food
Yeah,
that
no,
night.
and you were on a mission to get fucked up.
But at the end of the night, there was these two girls standing at the table scoffing the
No,
oysters, and I'm
no,
like,
no.
one, that is fucked up because like, use your brain. It's hot. You don't eat oysters while they've been.
But
sitting
also
there
the
for
event
4
should have
hours.
like taken them
100%
away.
take them
Yeah.
away. But second of all, they were 100% like, oh my god, free oysters, let's just gobble them up. But at the same time, I feel
It's
like
cool. It's cool. Like everything evolves and like
100%
people come through, and
but the
also just
longevity is not there anymore.
No,
so like,
it's really not. I
so-
even seen new people come in now since
Yeah.
when I started.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only been in it for like 3 years, and seeing new people come in now, and they're a lot younger,
yeah.
and like you're just like.
But
this
for
is
example,
crazy.
like when I was starting in Instagram, I think 2 years later, Chloe, Zepp, and Shani Grimman were like the biggest influencers, and they held that position for a very long time. Whereas now, like, not saying Sofadofa's following is as strong, but when she was popping, like she was selling.
Yeah.
And I feel like now she's kind of settled a bit more. Like she's still a huge influencer,
Yeah.
but she's
Yeah.
probably not as like, doesn't have as much of a chokehold on 18-year-olds. as
yeah,
she
I
did,
feel like
say,
it's
2
very
years
in and
ago.
out sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's hard to like keep
It's
you.
very,
Yeah.
the industry's changing.
You
Yeah.
gotta
a lot.
evolve with it, otherwise
But-
you literally lose it.
100%,
Yeah.
and I think
feel-
that's what a lot of older creators, they struggle to do that,
Yeah.
and especially when TikTok came out, because we were all just used to photos, and then it came with TikTok, and we were like, how do you do a dance? Like, how do we
Literally.
lip sync this? Like, it was like, and I remember even starting, and I was like, oh, my friends, like, let's do TikTok, and every one of them was like, no, Tori, that's lame, and I was like, and they were putting me down, and even when I was doing it, other people were putting me down, and then I got in my head, and I was like, I'm not going to do it anymore, and then now they're all on it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, if you had listened to me.
It's like the trend, like everyone thinks it's like so like.
and it's the same as when Instagram started. It's the same thing. Like people like lame. Like people used to yell at me on nights out and be like, "Oh yeah, in my won a bikini, you loser. And I'd be like,
I used
that's
to get
so
that.
mean. Like, I
No,
got
but
you.
do you
Pick it
feel
back.
like you have made more like-minded friends by being online than opposed to like, because I like barely hang out with like my school friends.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big thing. I think you just don't have anything in common anymore. Like,
No, yeah.
my school
But-
friends I love so much, and I would like always have them. But
Yeah, like I like went to an away wedding with them not long ago, but at the end of the day, like I probably was the same person when I was in high school, but I couldn't fully lean into my full interests because
and your
you're not
personality
your
as
full
well.
self
Yeah.
when you're not around people
Yeah.
that truly align with you.
And allow you to be yourself as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I think that's super
Yeah,
important.
like for us, like I feel like in our group, pretty much everyone's online, and
Yeah.
every single person has a different fashion sense, and that's fucking fine.
Yeah.
Whereas like when I was in school, I'd wear like this shit, and like I even remember when I was out at Wolfie and saw a school friend, and she was like, "What the fuck are you wearing?"
yeah,
And I
I've
was
had
like,
that. Yeah.
and it's just like.
Why would
not
you say
the fucking
that?
same Kukai shirt
Yeah.
as you're all wearing. I don't want to
Literally.
wear that.
But I find that like especially your hometown friends or people that aren't in it, they usually want to be in it.
Yeah.
100%.
And
They're jealous, so
don't
then
know
they
how.
and then they like put you down. Even when I first started DJing, people online were like, "Oh, you think you're so cool starting to DJ? Like anyone starting to DJ is a loser." And I was like, "What? Like, why would you
Yeah.
say this? Like
Well,
just
that
like
was
allow."
like when I moved to LA, this girl kept messaging me from school being like, "You're a fucking train wreck, you're this and that." But look at you now, bitch. You literally are a slave to the beeline. You have to get on that bus at 6 a.m. You got to get to your
Yeah.
job by 9 o'clock on the dot, and you don't get home until 8 o'clock. Like I'm free to like hang out with my kid all day if I want to, hang out with my friends, go to the
Literally.
gym. Like I can live a free life because I chose to be who I am. And
Yeah.
like, yeah, call me a train wreck if you want, but it's a good fucking train to be on.
No, literally, that is the best train to be on.
Yeah.
But what pisses me off is that people that I don't even know will either comment on my TikToks or comment on my
Yeah.
posts, stuff about me or like dramas that I was in school. Like I haven't been in school for 5 years now,
Wow.
Yeah, wow,
Like,
interesting.
and they still like try to bring it up. I'm like, I don't even know you. I've never met you. Like, I've
yeah,
never
and
had a
also like
conversation
get
with you.
over it if you're still holding on
Yeah,
to
if you're
that.
still
Like
holding on
you
to it, I'm
really
like-
have no life.
It is kind of sad though because they're like that's their only connection with you, and they clearly, you know, want to inject themselves somehow. Because if they didn't want to, they wouldn't be using TikTok.
No, literally.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had like one so I made a video the other day about the Veruca Salt and Paul drama.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask you about that.
So I made a TikTok about that. I won't talk about that, but I will talk about like this girl commented. I'd never met this girl, and like a few years ago, I had people that I knew that were getting married, and like one cheated. Like 2 days before he proposed to her,
shit.
and then anyway, I haven't taken it online at all. She's made like so many TikToks about me, all of these things.
Oh wow, she's trying to get the clout.
Like so many. It's like settled down now, and then I went to make a story time about it because I was
Oh,
like,
wait, sorry, pause. Are you the other woman?
yes, I was the other woman or the other man.
Swoo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm following now.
Oh yeah, she's making so many TikToks about me, and it's settled. So I made like my own story time. Didn't name any names. It was just like, get rid of me, like story
Respect
time.
for that as
Yeah.
well. Like
I would never want anyone to get hate or anything.
Yeah.
And then I get this voice memo from her friend, like like yelling at me, like you're the
Ripping.
worst piece of shit like in this world, like you're so disgusting, saying all of these things. She's like, how dare you talk about this story? Like you have no idea what she's going through. I was like, oh my god. I ended up deleting it because I was like, whatever.
I don't want to hear
I don't
that.
wanna-
Yeah.
care.
Seriously.
Anyway, now her friends are commenting on my TikToks, bringing it up. So
You like slay, like more
I replied
engagement.
to it. I replied to it, and I was like, I'm not the one like bringing it to the internet. Like I didn't say anything.
I
Yeah.
almost wouldn't even comment back because other followers would click on and be like, oh, they must be friends or no.
I kind of want it to come out, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
100%.
let me talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was just like, what the hell? And then I was like, you're just making me want to address it. If you're
Yeah,
going to comment it on my
yeah,
stuff, like if people are going to see
100%.
it. And she's like, oh, I love the threats. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people are crazy on
Well,
social
with
media.
the drama that you just mentioned, the Veruca Anna drama. So when you do see something like that come up, obviously your views and engagement are much stronger
Yeah.
when you do touch on, let's call it TikTok drama.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though, like, because we're obviously talking about hate and bullying and stuff, do you feel as though when you have your opinion, it does kind of encourage hate speech on the opposite person to who you're backing?
Yeah, it does. But I think it depends on the way I address it.
Yeah, and I
Like,
think when you address that, you're like, I'm allowed to have my own opinion, and you can take this like how you want, for sure.
And like I know Verika like from years ago, and I haven't like spoken or seen her in a while, but I said in it, I still like her as a person, just don't like what has been said.
Yeah.
And I've got the biggest mouth, like I have to say.
Yeah, you and Sky.
I have to put my 2 cents in.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'll defend anyone. Like I don't care. I'll always defend someone.
Who you think?
If
I got that issue too.
Yeah,
but no one does. Like everyone
like, likes to stay quiet in situations
and
like
let
that.
shit run. I'm just like, have some balls. Like, grow up.
Yeah. With a few of your TikToks, like you put one up being like when a straight man wears like lip gloss, right? And obviously like people comment saying like they just get fucking angry. Like, it really makes them nuts real tight. Do you post that sort of stuff because you know you're going to get the engagement and reaction of that?
Because like obviously I'm not straight. Like even like I just know that people are going to comment it and be like, straight men don't wear lip gloss. Straight men don't wear makeup.
But I feel like people they do nearly
they
now.
Are
they
now.
are,
It
yeah.
is
And because
changing.
we're part of like obviously the creative industry, and like there's always guys with like lip gloss or a bit
Majority
of makeup,
of our
nails
guy
done,
friends
like all
have
that
their
stuff.
nails done.
I feel like in like TikTok and like influencers and stuff, they have really like paths like a safe like haven for all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. See, I've been doing it for what, like 3 years now, like wearing makeup online.
Yeah.
And like classing myself as bi or like just not labeling myself at all.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing like other like guys do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, they're just
I
putting
did
moisturizer
that.
and lip gloss
Yeah.
on. Like,
Yeah. But at least they're
I'm
like,
like,
there's a start.
I
They got a
walk
bit of
so you can
bliss
smile.
on their lips.
But I'm like, I like it because like it doesn't.
I feel like
dictate
your
someone's
generation though, right? Not that there's like much of an age gap between us, but see, you're the same age as my brother, and when he went to school, they used to have nail polish day where boys and girls wore nail polish to school to encourage inclusivity, right?
Yeah.
Then it rubbed off into the sports industry. They had nail day as well, whereas our age groups didn't have that.
Yeah, if you did something like that, people would
It
just
was more
slam
like
you.
the muso kids or like the theatre kids that did that, and that was it.
I wore nail polish, I think, in like year 5, and I used to love putting on, and I used to get my mum to buy me the clear one.
Yeah.
And like I tried to give myself French tits one time. Like, the most rogue like looking French tits.
I think
the
we
little
all
ones
did
where
that
you
when we
use
were
the
younger too.
sticker?
Yeah, the stickers.
I was so
actually
embarrassed.
really
Like, I just
hard.
like had my hands on the desk at school like this and never seen anything. And my teacher came over and asked me to read something, and I was like, I had my hands like this.
Use your
And she's like,
knuckles.
why are you holding your hands like that? And I'm like, she said, have you got nail polish in front of the whole class? Like that's just always been me. Like, I've always just done it.
Yeah, that's cool. And do you think that like being on social media, you've grown a lot, like, and expressed yourself even more?
100%.
Yeah.
Like, I wear some like out of the pocket things now, like to events and stuff that like you.
When you
probably
first
would
started,
normally
did you
see.
feel less comfortable though, and now you've like kind of grown into it, or is it always just been something that you just went fuck it?
I don't know. Like I've always been confident.
Yeah.
The first time I ever wore
Confidence
like
is key.
a girly like I
More
don't know.
feminine energy.
Yeah, more feminine clothing was at a Chopin event in the Gold Coast, and I wore like a cropped blazer that had like these things that wrapped around my waist, and I remember like walking in there and like the first thing someone said to me was like, "Oh my god, you look so good," and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Like,
Fuck yeah!
I'm rolling with this, and I was like,
I love that.
I think I had 10,000 followers at that time, and I was like, I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and then
So funny that you say that though, like that would have been a really big deal for you, and I'm sure like leading up, like everyone gets a little bit of like pre-event anxiety, like you know sometimes I do because I'm like, okay, don't drink too much, but when like let's say Adam, right, he's like the most masculine womanizer.
So, Adam from Peking Duck. Yeah.
He wears crop tops all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
yeah, see
And
that.
I feel like other guys are like, oh, he's a homo.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He's not. I'd rather have sex with him than you. And I'm a female. Like, you know what I mean?
I think mine was just a business perspective at the start because I wasn't making any money on social media and there was no money in men's clothing at all.
Yeah.
Like there was like hardly anything.
Wow. So do you feel like you've created this brand for yourself and now you're fully leaning into
Oh,
it?
100%. Like they were like only people that were sending me clothes and paying my bills.
Yeah.
Like I would do Princess Polly hauls. I would do beginning boutique hauls. I'd do White Fox hauls. Like they were constantly. I had a PR room in my room when I moved to Melbourne, and it was stacked, like stacked, just full of like clothes.
Do you think now there's more like more money in male fashion?
I think it's starting to happen.
Starting,
there's like starting to do
Such a small
brand
industry.
trips.
Yeah.
But there's still like no
But
money.
I feel like guys would be super influenced because they don't have any. Like for us, we have it in our faces
Very
all the
saturated.
time
Yeah.
because there's so much, White Fox and Bikini Boutique and whatever. But guys, like I feel like if they had one person being like, buy this, they'd be like, okay.
Yeah, I just don't think they convert.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, and they
Yeah.
don't put that much
Men
budget
don't need
towards
much
it.
of a decision-making process
Yeah.
behind buying things. They see, like, not many of them compare the market
Yeah.
and be like, okay,
Yeah.
so like that shirt's good quality, that shirt's good quality, this one's 50, this one's 40. They'll just go for the 50 because they saw it first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. That is true.
Like it's just there's no budget in it, and I still get guys come up to me and be like, "I love your fashion." Like,
yeah, I love your fashion.
Yeah.
So good.
But I will say I do sometimes dress to the people I'm around. Like if I am going to go hang out with my school
Yeah.
friends, I'm probably going to dial it down just a little bit because like, if you're sitting in a room full of people wearing like a bloody, black bodysuit with, brown pants, I'm not going to sit there wearing this, like...
no, that's me though.
But
like,
that's what I usually do. But
Yeah.
someone always says something, so I'm just like, it's not fucking worth it. Like, where are my basics? Where's my capsule wardrobe? Or whatever
Where's
like
your
that.
cool one?
See, my family like lives in country. Like they live on a farm. And,
Yeah.
like any family event, I'm like dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
Like always so
I love that
so
though.
outdressed, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, here comes Billy. Like, I can look what he's wearing. Like they take the piss out of me, but like it's just like
But it's fun.
it's a joke. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they know that, and that's
It's
me. Like I'm
lighthearted.
always gonna be outdressed anyone.
Yeah. We would love to hear your most rogue moment. You'd almost slipped it out before.
Like I don't know if it's rogue or just like
Hectic.
disgusting.
Okay.
We can go disgusting, that's
Yeah.
fine.
We can go disgusting. You really want to hear it?
I don't know.
This is
Oh,
actually-
yeah, now I'm like,
this The last time I had sex was this moment too, and it was one I should be forgetting and not remembering. But it was after a wedding. I got
wedding after wedding
Oh.
sex is different because you're in love. You've got a full day of love and then everyone's smashed.
I was in love with two people.
Love that for you. That's actually rare. There's like not a lot of hot single people.
They weren't even at the
weddings.
wedding. Oh, one of them was.
Oh.
But when I get like any bit of wine, especially like champagne and red wine into me,
Tully.
I turn into another. Oh my God. Like I get scared of myself. Like
Don't be scared. Just lean into it.
it's so bad. I'm like, I'll do anything, like absolutely anything. And I got home after this wedding at like 1 a.m. and then I just invited someone over, got picked up, had sex in the car.
Flexible.
wait,
I
were
was
they
like-
at the wedding?
No.
No, okay. So they weren't at the wedding. Okay, got it, yeah.
Not the wedding. And then someone messaged me that was at the wedding and was like, what are you doing? So I stole my...
Wait, so you booted this person out?
Yeah, I left them, got out of
Yeah.
the car, ran
Okay.
down the road, back home, stole my mum's car. I picked them up, went back, had sex with them.
Oh my God.
This is like 45 minutes straight after.
Oh my God. I love it.
And I was like, you need to leave. You need to go. We break my bed's all broken. Everything is like,
Oh my God.
and
Dead.
it was just the most rogue time, and I still haven't had sex since.
Yeah,
Like,
rattled you.
Rattled you?
Yeah,
It rattled
dirty
me.
boy.
I was a dirty boy.
dirty
It's been
boy.
5 months
No,
now,
it's
and
not
I'm
that
still
bad.
thinking
No,
about
it's
it.
not that bad. No.
It's pretty bad for me.
No.
I'm just like,
It's okay. It's character building. I feel like you
Character.
have to do that when you're like in your early 20s. Otherwise, like
Oh.
it happens when you're like in your 40s and you're married, and
Yeah,
that's
no,
when it's
literally.
a bit
Yeah.
weird.
literally.
100%.
Right now, it's just like that was funny.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Memories.
And fun. So your most rogue moment on TikTok, do you reckon?
My most rogue moment.
Did you have like
Yeah.
a little bitchy fight or anything,
Yeah.
or like? Tell us some tea.
I don't even know. My managers are really probably like mostly yelling at me.
Does your managers ever tell you not to post stuff?
Oh my God.
She's in the room right now.
She's in the room.
I've been trying really hard not to make eye contact.
She is amazing. I do love Katie.
Lean
She
into it.
she like knows like what I should and shouldn't say,
Yeah.
and
And you just post it anyways.
I do say that to her. I'm like, I'm going.
But I give you my money.
Yeah.
I love it.
My like previous managers have been like, don't talk about anything, not at all, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
but that's, I feel like it's
But then
part
that's
of
not
your branding.
truly
And then
who
that's
you
not,
are.
Not me.
Yeah. and
Well, with every guest, we do a game. It's my favorite part of the
it is your favorite
podcast.
part, the way you introduced every
Yeah,
time.
I was
She's
like,
like,
what
"Let's
kind of
go
game
to
is
the
this?"
game."
I'm so excited. good. All right. So because you're a TikToker, I feel like, let's be real, a lot of your music choice is probably around TikTok songs.
That was like when we were, I was like, what's your favorite artist? And you said someone so mainstream. I go, who's that? Who was it?
So I want to know, how well do you know life outside of TikTok? All right. So we're going to finish the lyrics.
Oh, I'm the worst with lyrics.
Yeah, that's the best part about it. Just make it up. Just make it
I
up.
will sing songs like as if I know the lyrics, and you turn the music off and it's gibberish. Like as no music.
Well, perfect. Because what we're going to do is play a little bit of a song, pause it, and you have to continue the next line. So, first song. Are you ready? I'm playing about just over 10 seconds.
Can you get copyrighted for this?
If honestly, if Kanye wants to talk to me,
That's good.
come on the pod. I'll email back.
I guess something about stone and looking at it in my bone.
That was kind of close.
Was it?
It's how could you be so Dr. Evil?
Oh, how could you talk to evil?
Slay.
Think about someone that I don't know.
Okay, would you like me to
Yes.
quickly? It goes, how could you be so Dr. Evil? You bring an outer side of me that I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, that actually, yeah, okay,
That
yeah,
was-
okay, yeah.
that was close.
Okay, I will give it to you.
I'm going to play a little bit more than Kanye's song just because you might not know it until you really like soak it up.
You don't know it?
I had no idea. I've never heard that song in my life.
Oh my God. If TikTok was around when this song came out, it would have been
trending
slay.
for sure.
That was
It
giving me
literally
video
goes-
kill the
Push
radio.
up your body next to mine. You've never heard that? Oh my God.
Not in my life.
We
Okay.
need to do a real TikTok camp where we just like train them outside of TikTok.
Okay, this one I feel like might even be trending on TikTok a little bit. So
It
I don't know what it
100% is trending on TikTok. Hi, FOMO.
I take you far away. Boy, just come along.
yes!
Was that
Okay,
right?
That was good. That was
That
good.
is literally number one on the TikTok charts.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
This is Kerry's karaoke song.
I think I did this.
Yeah, it's my karaoke song.
Something about being not steady.
That's very masculine.
I'm actually the worst.
He's
Like,
vomit
ask
on
any
his
of my
sweater
friends.
already. Mom, spaghetti.
As if you don't know
Yeah.
that line.
I-
That's like
Mom,
on
spaghetti.
Superstar.
He's nervous.
I swear to God, if it's playing, I'll know it.
Well, thank you so much for coming on A Bit Rogue. It was very interesting to get into the brain of a TikToker.
No, we love having you on. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for listening to A Bit Rogue, where we uncover the stories of athletes, artists, and celebrities with their most rogue moments. Episodes dropping every Wednesday.